Thank you, Joe. Wouldn't it be nice to be so free to live just about anywhere? And now we come to the end of our day in the symposium. To help us wrap things up, I invite our co-chairs, Dr. Lawson Brigham and Dr. Chris Verlinden, to make some final remarks. Lawson and Chris?
Thank you very much, John. And thank you very much to all of our speakers, organizers, the AGS staff, sponsors, contributors, and thank you for tuning in this week. This week, for highlights, we discussed on Monday the human impacts on the ocean. On Tuesday, we talked about the oceans as a contested environment. On Wednesday, we discussed exploring, mapping, and sensing the ocean. On Thursday, we talked about the bounty of the ocean and protecting our blue planet. And finally, today, we talked about the changing boundary between human habitats and the sea. Now, as a reminder, if you missed any of these sessions or want to go back and binge watch any of these days again, you can do so on the Vault on our website. So if you navigate to the geo2050.org website and choose any individual session that you'd like to see, we encourage you to share it with your friends, your students, if you're an educator, colleagues, or just watch on repeat at home. For example, if you haven't seen it yet, if I was you, I'd check out the Explorers panel on Wednesday, a conversation with the admirals on Tuesday, and one of my personal favorite sessions, Dr. Brigham's Arctic Ocean panel earlier today.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that plug for my last session. I think the conference certainly highlighted, we have 75 speakers, highlighted the complexity of all of the issues and the complexity of the oceans themselves. Again, even though we're Coast Guard officers and close to the sea in our careers, it does, again, this symposium highlights the importance of the ocean to all of humanity, to all of life on the planet. The ocean is under great stress, and I think that was highlighted in almost every session, particularly the one that you orchestrated with the 10 heavy hitters of change, for sure. So I would say a highlight for me for the conference was the Explorers, a great opportunity for us to listen to eminent explorers of the 20th century who have explored the far reaches of the ocean. And I wondered what you thought a highlight was for you, Chris.
Well, I mean, that certainly was one of the highlights for me. I mean, it was an absolute honor to participate in that session. You know, and I don't know if you saw, but in some of the material on the website, I got to appear on a graphic with Sylvia Earle, Bob Ballard, Don Walsh, and Catherine Sullivan. And for me, that's been a highlight of my career so far, was being able to have a conversation with them and, you know, be shown as part of the same session with them. But I think for me, the most inspirational thing about this week was putting together the session on Monday about the 10 greatest challenges. You know, I reached out to some of, you know, my friends in the oceanographic community, interviewed people to see who was, you know, the experts in this subject or that subject. And we were so blessed to get so many renowned scientists as part of that panel. And the thing that I found especially interesting was in the conversation setting up that panel, we asked all of them, you know, so the panel wouldn't just be a complaining about all the problems in the ocean kind of session, because we see that so often in the media today. I wanted all the speakers to try to come up with something that you could do or that an average person could do about some of these challenges facing the ocean. And to a person, every single one of them was able to come up with something in a broad range of things. You know, everything from recycling to, you know, treating people with respect and, you know, promoting world peace. And it was really cool to see these scientists, these experts in really minute details of a very particular subject, being able to communicate it directly to us, to the public, and specifically identify things that you or that we can do about each of those ocean problems. So for me, that was just really inspiring and very cool to see.
Yeah, I think highlighting that there are opportunities also, not only problems and challenges. Think about wind power at sea. Who would have thought that we would see these large areas with wind vanes capturing renewable resource and energy resource? So the world's oceans have immense problems and stresses, but also extraordinary opportunities for economic growth and for engagement of people across all the lands of the world. I thank you very much, Chris, for your work on the symposium, and I thank all of the sponsors and our staff, and certainly all of the participants. We hope you learned a great deal about the oceans, and will continue to talk about the ocean and its importance, and understand what this means to the world. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Lawson. It was an absolute pleasure to work with you and get to know you better this week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lawson and Chris. Without your expertise and your guidance, there's no way we could have achieved this fantastic week of Geography 2050, the future of the world ocean. We appreciate all that you've done for us. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our long-term partners from Columbia University's Earth Institute, the Fund for the City of New York, the Open Geospatial Consortium, and the U.S. Geospatial Intelligence Foundation. Your stalwart support over the past 7 years have allowed us to succeed at Geography 2050 as a multi-year strategic dialogue about the vital trends that will reshape the geography of our planet. This year focused on the future of our world ocean. We appreciate your support to us this year, previous years, and in the years to come. We'd also like to thank our premium sponsors, Black Cape, ESRI, Maxar, and RGI, Reinventing Geospatial. And to our many other sponsors who have provided the vital resources necessary to support the transformation of Geography 2050 from its normal in-person event to this new virtual platform. So with that, over to you, Marie.
Thank you, Chris. What a week this has been. Hearing from our speakers, panelists, and award recipients always fills me with inspiration. As a lifelong geographer and president of AGS, I am energized by the dedication and creativity of the problem solvers and truth seekers who come to speak at Geography 2050. It is also reassuring to know that the next generation of geographers are being nurtured by dedicated educators, especially the AP human geographers who are participating in the conference. To our teachers, please remember there is still time to sign up for the special workshop on Saturday that will allow you to take the information you learned this week and bring it into your classroom. Thanks to our corporate angels for their support of this symposium and our greater mission to enhance geographic literacy and the application of geospatial tools to real problems. And if you'd like to become a corporate angel, write us at americangeo.org. And finally, our guide to producing a virtual conference is the incomparable Adam Simmons from Project Geospatial. Adam, we are so grateful for your support throughout this process, and no, Geography 2050 would not have been possible without your technical wizardry. So thank you very much. Chris, I give you the last word.
Thank you, Marie. And I'd like to start by also thanking Adam Simmons and Project Geospatial for being our guide to having a successful virtual Geography 2050. Without their support, we never could have succeeded in this transformation. But one of the upsides of surviving a pandemic here is we've been able to transform this in-person event into a permanent virtual convening space. And we hope to invite all of you to join us in the coming days, weeks, and months as we roll out new content from fascinating speakers and inspiring panel discussions about the future of our world ocean. The world oceans aren't going away anytime soon, and the challenges to our oceans and our planet are only getting greater. And we hope to provide value to you, our community, to ponder these big issues as we move forward. We'd also like to take this as an opportunity to ask for your donations. As been said many times before, while this event is free to you, it was not free to produce. And your support, no matter how small, would be very transformational in how the American Geographical Society supports our vital education initiatives. So please go to www.geography2050.org and donate. Also, save the dates for next year. What we normally do at the end of Geography 2050 is announce next year's theme. However, we're not even sure if we'll be able to have an event in New York City the way we normally would, or whether we'll be convening virtually again, or some form of hybrid event, both in person and virtual. But we hope you will stay tuned at geography2050.org or on Twitter at geography2050 and track what we are doing. We hope soon to have a plan for what we can do next fall together once we get some clarity around the disposition of this global pandemic and its uncertain future. But please, right now, save the date for November 15th through 19th on 2021. And we hope that you will join us virtually, in person, or both if we're fortunate. Until then, have a wonderful year. Thank you.